Hello everyone all over the world. Hello and welcome to HiGPS 166. Maintaining your basics in HL. That is not Half-Life, that is Highlander, the 9v9 competitive format in Team Fortress 2. I originally had planned something else, which was like how to improve yourself, but I recorded some demos and the thing, it was not good. It was very redundant in a lot of ways. So we're going to look at a game that was played yesterday in UGC Europe, because I'm European, I'm Norwegian in case you can't tell. And I casted another game with Get Whale yesterday, but this was a game that was a roll, right? So usually roll games aren't that interesting because it's like, oh yeah, this superior team just comes in and just completely annihilates the enemy. It's like you have a gun and the enemy team has a nuclear bomb, and they blow up your gun, and you lose, and they win, and they didn't even know you were there because they were just test firing the nuke, and you just happened to stand in the test area. They maybe thought it was a practice match, but it was actually an official. And later they got a registered win, and they were like, oh, right. Sometimes you go up against those odds. So it's going to be the match that was Stacked versus TC, Team : I believe. It's not so important who these teams are, it's just important to know that Stacked is going to win this match pretty one-sidedly, and we're just going to look and see how basics comes into play here, because a lot of people play TF2 for a long time and their basics are still bad. And what do I mean by basics? Let's say this is more like for people who play competitive as opposed to just pubs, but if you're a pub tryhard, you know this already, and since there's usually no communication, you have to get all the information from the game yourself, more or less. Because basics is basically the backbone of your strategy on how you play, because if you have good, let's say you have good basics as a soldier. What's a basic as a soldier? Well, first of all, you don't really need to rocket jump, that's kind of like technique. That's not basics, that's technique. However, you should know that you should shoot down. So if you're a soldier and you're at any point in time just above your enemy and shooting down, you have good basics. If you're on the low ground shooting up, it's kind of hard and it's not so easy, and it's kind of like bad basics. And that's kind of the thing we want to get into. So also want to emphasize on how, like, what your focus is and how that affects the rest of your team, as well as the basics of how well you relay information that the game gives you, because the game gives you a lot of information in terms of sound, kill feed, looking at the tab to see who's dead and who you are engaging, and listening to what guns they're using and all that kind of stuff. Like just the basic stuff, no fancy rush techniques going on. So let's just go into the game. So let's see here if I can just do this, and somebody's ringing a bell. So we got TC on the defense. Okay, so game has started. It's going to be on Steel, which is a very, technique-oriented map. And yeah. So if you listen to the podcast or any pros, they just usually say you just give up A for free. You will notice that most of the red team is dead, and that is because, well, they suicide for metal, so this engineer can build shit faster. So as an engineer, the basics, building sentry, that's fine. So we're going to look at like team basics. And basically the information you're able to relay by yourself without any communication from the rest of your team. Right now, Stacked, the team that is going to roll, the defending team is going to be on blue, and the defending team who's going to get rolled is going to be on red, and we're going to switch around, and we have two demos, which we have. So we're just going to take a look at and see what they do, basically. So we have already a sniper on this long hallway. Very nice, they're mid-span. Talented sniper. And we can see them through the walls, so we can see exactly where they're going to go. There's not really a whole lot over at A. As you can see, they're just going to peek around and kind of just harass, I guess. We have a spy here. Checking your back is a basic, and listening for this sound. That sound is very important to listen to. Hearing that decloak sound will give away a lot of stuff. And basically this is pretty standard. Nobody's died yet. And blue team is basically just taking the point, the red team is backing out of there and preparing for a defense on B. And now let's take a look at their basic positioning. Yes, sentry in the back, heavy is there, medic is not really, well, it's kind of exposed right now. I would have liked the positioning of the medic to be a bit more careful. Let's take a look and see what the medic sees exactly. I'm using a different kind of binds. Alright, so the medic will see any kind of sniper who runs up here and will probably get to hide, but a bit exposed. Open to bombs, pretty much. The blue soldier could potentially bomb here, so let's see what they do. So yeah, spots the soldier and the sniper, and pops the Uber. Okay, fine. So far we have an engagement, and this is the first sign of basics that I don't like. Okay? Do you see something wrong here? See this guy over here? Yeah, like, we can actually see through the walls, because we're using, like, you know, fancy spectator hacks. There's actually nothing here. But do you think there's a spy? Where's the blue spy, Raffi? He's there. The Pyro's over there. So let's just back it up just a little bit. Let's go to 9,000, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully it doesn't crash, because, like, working with this kind of load times is fucking awful. So we're going to take a look at the engagement once again.
Control point is being captured.
Just for the basics, we have the Pyro. He's running around spy checking. You know, this is fine. Fine positioning. Let's slow it down a little bit. There we go. Oops. So here comes the push. And the Pyro, I'm not going to name names, but this is just basic play. He's probably had, like all players did was like, I thought it was a spy and I was going to, like, do this and blah, blah, blah. And this is like, this is what you did wrong. This is your basic. So basically, a Pyro's job is to what? Uber comes. You have a right-click button. Pushes people back. The basic is Pyros push people back when there's a push. Right? Right. So here comes the push. And counter Uber is popped as well. So far, positioning is pretty good. You know, he's in the back. Could easily run to the front and do something like that. And yeah, this is Platinum, the last night's match between Stacked and TC. And now he gets flashed with an Uber from the medic, and then he just leaves. While there's a push going on, kind of. They are forced to retreat, but I would have liked to have the Pyro at the front with the rest of the team. And now the spy's at the back, actually, and snakes around him. So there's just one thing, like, pretty basic. When there's a push, you engage, you don't run off by yourself. Once again, you can always go like, oh, but I knew that my team had full control of the situation, so I just went back in the base and checked for spies. Like, spies aren't really a problem if you check your back and you're aware of your surroundings and you listen for the cloak sound. And even at the highest level of play, you will spot the spy, and the spy can't hurt you unless he's visible. So you just actively position yourself in a way where the spy, you will see the spy if he tries to kill you, pretty much is what I'm trying to say. But a lot of people forget that, because that is like the basics, and here comes the spy. Not really doing anything so far. Their positioning, pretty good so far. Owing up, no team has an Uber just yet. Blue Demoman comes in and gets off a nice bunch of stickies here. And red sniper dies to blue sniper. Demoman keeps doing this, and here's a zap, and suddenly there's no sentry. That's a stab there. And now there's a bunch of players dead for red team, and blue team can just attack however they want this. And they die even more. And we can see that red team and blue team are pretty scattered right now. But let's just go back just a little bit. Just see it, because I like to go back and examine it again, like focus on, like, this is where things went to shit, pretty much. This is what caused the thing. Basically, it's impossible to hold a push forever. You will eventually lose. Lose the stuff.
The control point is being captured.
Ah, we just missed it. 12,000. It's gonna be a lot of this in this episode, unless if you can't tell. Come on! Alright, slow it down. Excellent. So, the demo is doing damage onto this. Pyro is around. And then they lose their sniper, which is their long-range pick class. And as soon as the sniper dies, they're still holding. The blue spy is here. You have no way of knowing he's there, but look at the medic. Like, basics and positioning wise, this is not how you want to stand. Loses, and gets stabbed like, because when the medic stands like this, you're open from backstabs from here and here. However, if you're in this corner, you won't get stabbed and you will see everything. So, that just goes for medic basic stuff. Like, positioning, like, if you stand out of position, this is like something everyone can do. It's not that hard. And then, like, the spy zaps the Zentry, and the Zentry goes down, people just die. And a lot of people, when they get stabbed by a spy, yell at the Pyro. It's like, what the fuck? Why didn't you fucking kill the spy, you fucking useless piece of shit? Or something like that. Maybe more or less gangster. But you should always be, I always say this, when you play, it is always your fault for dying, alright? You know why? Because you walked out of spawn. That's why. That's why it's your fault. You could have opted to stay in the spawn and be safe and lose, but you wouldn't die. And also, if you check your back and have proper positioning, the spy won't kill you. As a medic, you should love spies. Why? You heal the spy, and then he tries to stab you, and then the stab fails, and then you uber saw the fucker a couple of times, and then you got 50% uber off the spy who weren't able to kill you. You see, like, the top tier medics who play medic all the time and have really good basics, they hardly ever die to spies. Like, ever. Me, I personally love spies, because whenever I play medic, even if it's Highlander or sixes or whatever, I basically look at open targets as free uber. Pretty much. And you can do that too. But if you're very passive, you allow the spy to do whatever he wants, and then you fucking die. So the push happens, they lose, and now they're a bit scattered. But this spy here did get a nice backstab on the medic at Marble, who did get... Should have probably checked his back there, but, you know, thought the situation was clear. Thought the area was pretty much secured. And they're just going to stand in cap, and we have the Demoman here taking the full advantage of this, using a sticky trap, denying people of walking out. And can't really do anything about that. Well, you can. I mean, you can absolutely run out now if you want. The spy's running out, and they decide to give this point and probably bunker down somewhere, pretty much. And we have the red spy here. He's watching. Pretty good. He did get put on fire, though. Nice spy checks there. And currently disguised as a soldier. Very convincing. Oh! Gets the heals, and he's like, yeah, I'm stabbing the sniper. Go. Yeah, very nice spy play there. Very patient. Taking the time. So they're, I guess, trying for a new hold here. And already, if you just take a look and see where players are. Here's the blue team, right? They're together. Oh, this spy is going to get spotted. Yep, he gets spotted immediately. Red sniper, super out of position. All by himself. Scouts can come up and kill his ass. And he's down, and an engineer is out of position as well. He's disconnected from the rest of his team. Gets taken up by the sniper. There's a Pyro here. This sentry is going to go down. Unless the soldier can make something happen. Which he eventually does, but they did lose the gun, but the gun was out of position, so... Basics. RNG. And now everybody's dead for the red team. Like, what happened? What happened in that meantime? Let's just take a look here. Let's go back to like this, I think. Yeah, so we witnessed all this stuff going on, and now we can see that most of the red players are alive. For the most part. We know what happens to him, and the sniper, but we don't know what happens here.
Our control point is being
So they have the heavy and the demo together. That is very good. But look at this. There's currently 5 versus 3. Actually, 6 versus 3. And they're going to be occupied with the rest of this team, and the Demoman falls down. Uber is popped, and Spy is in the corner. And they just surround them and kills them because simply outnumbered. Not a whole lot you can do there. You can have as good basics as you want, but if you're 3 and they're 6, they're twice as outnumbering you, usually. So how do you come back from this? Well, Girardi for sniper is a pretty good response there. Pyro tries to get something done, couldn't do it. Heavy on the high ground, not a whole lot you can do about there. Pretty good play so far. Basics are looking pretty good. It's just that the team, like, the reason that Stacked are kicking so much ass is because they're really good at picking their fights. They pick fights where they have the advantage. They go 6 versus 3 multiple times, 2 versus 1 multiple times, and they just wear down the enemy slowly but surely through, basically, and not through, like, superb team play or anything. They're just together. And they're taking advantage of the other team being a bit split up. But here we have a nice little squad. Would have really liked to see the soldier go with the rest of the combo, but he's going to go on the low ground and shoot up, which is not the best of ideas. We're going to try and contest this middle point here. So already, if you look at the positioning, they're not really capping as much as they could. Soldier comes in, kills Admirable, medic, and everybody but 2 people are alive. They're going to go and cap the point. Blue sniper on the Razorback. It doesn't really matter as long as you're winning. You can use whatever loadout you so desire as a sniper as long as you're winning. But as soon as you start to lose, you should really start rethinking your unlock choice. But so far this has pretty much been where Stacked have number advantage and the enemy just come at them one at a time and they slowly but surely lose. And just gonna boom, and time's up and teams have been switched and now blue team is gonna attack. So 4:57 is almost our rush time on this map, I think. So now, of course, Stacked are gonna defend, and the blue team is gonna attack, which is now Team Colon Slash. And yeah. So far, looking at scores, the soldier's actually been doing the most work. You know, points doesn't really mean how well you're been doing, it just means how much stuff you have actually successfully done. So if the soldier is doing better than your demo and heavy almost combined, then you should rethink your basics. Positioning and engagement and whatnot. And information and stuff. So, let's see. Already, we see the Stacked spy in position. He will see everything, actually, and relay the information to his team. That's not important, that's not what their focus is, but that's what you can do as a spy when you're using comms. If you're not using comms, it's pretty pointless. You stand and look, you want to do something, but he will see everything. I'm just going to build a dispenser forward here, and gets the kill on the heavy. It's going to be down for 20 seconds, so you have 20 seconds to take advantage of the red team not having a heavy, which is pretty hard when you're already going for A at this degree. So you should really stack the point and just get A as quickly as possible. Already they brought their medic, who's now on the quick fix. Because, I don't know. I have no idea why you go quick fix, but that's okay. So speaking of basics, Scouts is scouting. Ha! You got the sniper in front. It usually shouldn't be that way. It should be Scout, Pyro, Heavy, Demo in front, and Sniper in the back. And he's actually going to chase down the Scouts, so very aggressive play there. You can see that TC is a bit scattered, but they get their team with them right now. And they're going to go in and eventually move forward. Spy. And the Pyro have no idea where he went.
Incompetence surrounds me!
Thank you, Wesker. Let's just go back a little bit and just see... Did you get an audio... Like, how could they possibly have dealt with that spy? More or less. So,
Alert. Our control
again.
point is being captured.
Take a look at... where is the spy? Red spy is where? Okay, not there. I don't have my bind. Okay, there it is. No. Fuck it. We're just gonna watch here. Alright, let's see. Stop. Raffy. Let's find Raffy. There he is. Alright. So how do you spot the spy? Or like... We know this is going to happen, but how do you prevent this from happening? Oh wait, I have my binds actually. I forgot. So we're just going to just turn up the audio, and we're going to go to the perspective of the medic, I think. There we go. Perspective of the medic. Audio's loud, and let's just listen. Did you hear that? Because I thought I heard something, but I wasn't sure, right? But when there's comms, you absolutely will not hear that. So let's just back it up just a little bit. So once again, I mean, if you're a heavy, it can be pretty hard, but it's like this very distinct sound, and you should basically what happened. Well, I'm going out of this because of my own perspective, because when I first played TF2, like in the early days when I was playing pub super tryhard and learning everything the hard way, and I had absolutely no, like the only video I ever checked for a guide was the Dead Ringer, because I absolutely did not understand how to use it, and then I saw the guide and I was like, of course, I'm such a fucking dumbass. And then it was too easy using that thing. But if you're a sniper and you've never used the Razorback, you kind of develop super hearing for spies after you get stabbed about 3,000 times. But you need that experience. You need to get stabbed a lot in order to hear that, because you develop super hearing. Because it's like, the fuck was that? Is that a spy? Or was that an explosion? Far away. Probably was a spy. Check your back. So let's go and look at the medic once again. We're going to turn up the volume even higher. Alright, volume 0. Let's see. Volume. Okay. Oh, that was probably a bit loud. Sorry, headphone users. Let's just do 7, alright?
Control point is being captured.
Let's just listen. Nope, could not hear it. Too much other sound going on. However, if we go back once again and look at the heavy, like, there's a couple of sounds that you should be wary of, and that is the different backstabs. Fuck me. The basic sounds for the spy, that is the scream of agony whenever somebody gets stabbed. And it's the screams of, or the sound that comes when a spy just runs his knife into somebody. The sound, you know the sound, what I mean? When a spy front stabs you, or you stab a teammate as a spy, the sound also could mean an internal reward backstab. And then you have the sound from the spicicle. Those are like the 3 sounds: screams, ice, and just regular stab. And you should wire your brain that that means there's a spy behind you. You should fucking react. But that goes for reaction time, and that is something that is hard to train in general. Let's see if the heavy hears the sound. Yeah, I heard it. But, you know, there might be comms, there might be distortion, all that other kind of crap, so you never know. Should have turned around, though. Soldier taking out the sniper. And now they've lost their heavy, and they've lost their medic, and they're like, what do we do? Well, the other team doesn't have a medic or a heavy either, because they got killed, and they're gonna go for an E-rush. Alright. That's fine. Okay, an E-rush is really hard to do, usually fails most of the time, unless you fucking nail it. Alright? So this goes for basics. Right? We have the soldier. I like the soldier. Oxy, soldier, is showing some really good basics, because on the point, paint train, black box for survival, conjurer for more survival. And now the medic and the heavy is back, and they're starting to take proper positions here. Unfortunately, it falls to the ground there, but that's okay. Scout's still on the point, they still have capture time. This is what I mean with basics. So let's take a look at the Demoman here and let's see what he sees. All right, so he's watching the door. Let's see, just go to yeah, let's do 40,000. 1, 2, 3. All right. So he's watching the door. Kills the dead ringing spy. Sticks up the door. Sees the Demoman. Hopefully. Seeks up the door. Spams some pipes.
The final control point is being contested.
Just looking at the door and having that stick it up. Okay, still holding the door. Let's move around. Got some ammo. I'm just gonna go back and watch the door. Watch around and just watch the door is what he's doing. He's and there comes the heavy and just removes. Okay, and still holding the door. Still holding the door with a lot of stickies in case anyone walks out.
The final control point is being contested.
He's still watching the door. I actually pointed at the screen. I was like, yeah, look there. Right there. If you look right here, the mini sentry works as a spotter. You know that something's there. You know there's a pyro there. And he reacts accordingly, spamming some bombs. Still watching the door. Still watching the door. And he has some bombs, and he's still watching the door. And here comes the spy and a pyro. And he's still watching the door. He's gonna go around, grab some ammo, and he's still watching the door. It's about a minute left. Scout comes up and just fucking kills his ass. Okay. You know what this means? It means tunnel vision. It's like you're so focused on one task, you have absolutely no idea what the fuck's going on around you. And as a Demoman in Highlander, you need to know what's best for your team, right? Because I'm just gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and just watch this. This was kind of painful for me to watch because it's just pure basics is just lacking. Because basically, all right. T4 is to look around, be a tourist, okay? Just be aware of everything around you. If you just if you're a sniper, sure you can focus. But that's because you're a sniper. You can't see very far. That's the deal. But as a Demoman, you need to be where the action's at, and you need to help your heavy. Why? Because if the other team's Demoman helps their heavy against your heavy, then your heavy is going to die. And then it's going to be their heavy and their demo versus you. And then you're going to die. And then they're going to both live. And then you're going to lose. And your team gets mad. So let's take a look in from another perspective here. From the third-person perspective. So, at first, he's holding the door, right? And the scout's on a point, they're capping, and he's just holding down this door. This is fine. So far, this is fine. Soldier goes on the point, and the fact that the sentry is here should trigger some kind of reaction from this Demoman who's like, what did Demoman good at? Killing sentries. I heard a sentry. I should kill it. But he is so focused on just holding down this door that he completely zones out on what's going on. Alright, so double quick fix here. Red team loses their heavy. And the heavy is like, they see a sentry, and this sentry is going to really stall their cap time. And so far the cap time has stopped. And now the soldier's back up, and the soldier actually gets taken out by the sentry. And it's like, you need to kill the sentry, but it's really hard for this heavy to actually do anything about it. Like, they go for a zap, and they eventually kill it. But now there's nobody to cap. And right now, as a Demoman, you know, like, alright, I have to cap. You probably wear the pain train because you're going for an E-rush. Jump on the point. Because the people that can jump on the point are all dead. Alright? But he's holding the door and nobody's really coming out of the door. So you can just kind of go, well, fuck, nobody's coming out of the door, so fuck that. I can just jump on a point. But he doesn't. He just stands and watches the door while the reverse capture. Look at this engineer. He's like, alright, dispenser, go. He fucking built the dispenser and jumped on the point, and you're sitting there fucking watching a door? I'm not mad. I'm just aggravated over the lack of basics here. And here comes a paint train soldier, and there's an NGN, you know, a soldier on the point, and they really want this. And he is still watching the door. Still. This soldier Ox is just being a hero, trying to do everything, and this... And it's soon, like, you can see the red team is starting to swarm, and the Demoman is just still watching the door. And the heavy's alive, and nobody's on the point, and their capture time is going back. And still alive. Could jump with the medic on the point, get double capture time on the point, but they don't. It's a scout. You need... It's an E-rush. They have a minute left. And here comes the scout and just fucking kills him, you know? Puts him out of his misery. And that's what I mean, like... You should never forget your class's deal. This was just a Demoman example. I'm not saying like the Demoman is bad or anything, but he was just so focused on securing the door that nobody really came through that it took a really long time for their team to kill the sentry because the heavy couldn't do it on his own, and he needed help from a spy. So it was like they need an additional spy, and the capping classes that needs to jump and cap E were all dead, and he was one of the last jumpers alive, and he didn't do it. But then you got the fucking badass engineer. Shout out to Zacher, who's like, I need to get on the point. Dispenser, jump. I'm on the point. All those other guys like watching the door. We had a term for those kind of people in the army. I think it was like if we were gonna set up a tent, I would be the guy that just holds a rope. I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't help anything. I was like, I'm holding a rope, and that is essentially what he did. He helped build a tent by holding a rope. So they're still capping, but it's really hard. Scout gets taken off. It's like 8 versus 1 at this point. Time is ticking away. They need people on the point. Pyro should really go detonator and jump on the point as well. Really helps. And yeah, nice reflex here. Doing the basics. Burning scouts. That's pretty good. But time is ticking away, and they're going to lose this round. And yeah, let's just go back. Yeah, so they know the sniper is there. How long did they know the sniper was there, actually? I'm curious. Let's go back a little bit. And people in the chat are saying he could watch the door while he was on the point. Yeah, and I'm not sure if you know, but the door makes a sound when it opens, so you could pretty much be anywhere, and if you hear the sound, you right-click and boom, they're dead. You don't even have to watch the door. You can just listen for the door, like you listen for a spy. You don't need to see the spy to know where he is, or see the gun to know where that is. So, yeah, here we go. We have backed up a little bit. Milchman sees that the sniper is there. That is Tracker. He's a very dangerous sniper. He's pretty good. I think his basics are pretty good. Also, very good technique. They lose their heavy and then they lose their sniper. And when it comes to dealing with a sniper... Oh, whoops. Anyway, that wasn't really that important, but they lost a bunch of players, basically. The heavy died. Oh, shit. And Crit Scree comes out. Nice Girardi here, though, by Tracker. Switching from the Razorback to the Girardi at the last moment. Just for the fun of it. 33% additional damage. Beats not being stabbed by spies, because if you haven't been stabbed by spies a single time the entire round, you don't really need the Razorback. And Clark is pretending he is a sniper, standing all the way in the back here. And here comes the actual sniper. Going to go in and help. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock. And they're going to lose this round.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And they only got 1 point. And that's the end of the first round. So, we will go on to the next one. It is... here it is. Teams are going to be switched. We're going to be starting pretty soon. So, already we're seeing some... I wouldn't say that they're bad, per se. I would just say that their focus is not in the right place, and they're not playing their class to what they should be doing compared to, like... You got to make a choice. Should you cap the point and sacrifice yourself to get cap time and hope that some of the rest of your team will help, or do you just stand and watch the door? Do you hear that? This is what the sound the door makes.
Medic! All right.
Sorry.
Still good.
Just fucking move. We can hear the door. What does it sound to me?
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Hear that sound? You right click. So they're actually gonna go for an A hold, because why not? I was told that people were like playing YOLO at this point, pretty much.
Mission begins in
But that's
10
not
seconds.
the point. This is just point to the basics. We have a medic with the quick fix. Quick fix rewards aggressive play, so I guess they're being aggressive. And Let's see what they do. Engineer with the gunslinger and stuff like that. Spies in the same spot, sees everything. Remember, this is pretty cute. Actually gets put on fire, and the Pyro's like, yeah, there's a spy here! Where did he go? He's around here somewhere. And he's like, just hanging out back in the base, watching shit. Because if you stab someone, you know, that's pretty good. That's also important for spy basics, is that when you're in a spot like this, stabbing someone means like, oh yeah, they will be dead for about 5 seconds, and everybody will know who you are, and then they will be back again. So stabbing someone as they come out of spawn, maybe if it's the medic, maybe. But other than that, it's not really worth it. But he's gonna go for it anyway. And die. Soldier coming in, bombing. Oxy doing the work. Just get taken out. Blue team is scattered. They have a quick fix. They haven't used it yet. Demoman's dead. Gonna be spamming them this gun from afar. Scout could potentially run in, suicide help push this, but he's just gonna stand and... Yeah, and he picks it up, but he does get taken out because you do get mini-critted when you wear the Rescue Ranger. And now I would have liked them to just really fucking just stack the point. Because, here's what stack does. They back out after losing a couple of players. But it's okay, because it's on the B point, and it takes a while before A or the blue team is able to rotate around. Guess who's going to be watching this flank? This guy. Alright, so, I'm just going to pause it for a little bit here, and we're going to go to the tracker cam. There he is. Let's see. Lands a shot on the Pyro. Pyro is really weak, and he's been shot by sniper, so they know he's there. So here's the thing. You are passing through this hallway, right? And you know the sniper is there, and you know the sniper is so good that he will be able to kill someone. Alright? He's, like, you know that. Maybe. That's what you think. So, given the fact that we assume that they know this, how do you proceed? Well, let's see what we have at our disposal here. We have the Demoman is here. We have the soldier and the NG. The spy is not here. Miss Animator is... Well, he's actually here. Actually, he could put on some pressure onto the sniper. But how do you go? Like, what is the correct choice? You know the sniper's there, and you see the dot, and he will potentially kill you as soon as you peek around the corner. You all go at once, is pretty much what you do, because if you're 9 people, and you jump around the corner at the same time, he can only kill one of you. Given that you all have overheal, he can only kill one of you before he has to back off, because he is not able to do that much damage. He's also wearing the Razorback, so he can't Jarate and have his friend just absolutely, Demoman or Splash Damage friend just absolutely kick your ass. But is that what they do? Is that what they do? So we're going to go and watch Tracker Cam and see exactly what they do. Heavy jumps around a corner first alone and gets taken out. And then they back off. Which is not very good, because if you back off, that means the sniper gets more time to charge a shot, and the next time you attack, he will kill the next person who goes around a corner. And that's generally a pretty common thing in T4, is to, like, knowing the timing of how much damage a sniper can do, because he has a restricted amount of time he can do amounts of damage. So if you run around a corner and the heavy fucking dies to a sniper, you just keep running and then get the sniper, because he won't have enough time to kill you, given the fact that you have overheal or more than 150 health, and he's not alone. That's how you deal with that. You're just like, oh, we lost our heavy, fucking attack, right? You have a quick fix. You're playing heavy reliant and you lose your heavy. Just fuck it. Just you have to go, man. You just have to go. But the longer you wait, and if you try to send in people one at a time, Stack's going to put sticky traps here, and the next person who walks through and gets sniped is the sniper, so you have no counter snipes, and they should probably get their asses to B, and that is what they will do eventually after a lot of hesitation and waiting around. You see, they're not really sure of where to go, and they're now going to attack B, which is a reasonable choice. It's a reasonable choice. And we're going to be seeing them attacking this point. eventually. Taking a lot of time getting into position here. We have soldiers on the flanks, start to fill. Same thing. Good basics. He's on the high ground, shooting down. That's exactly what we're going to emphasize on. The other people are on the low ground, also heavy, shooting down. Everyone in general is good at shooting down, except the Demoman, because he's really good at shooting up as well. Pretty good. They're holding for now. So what do you do from here? Well, hard to tell. First is to group up, I guess. So they're grouping up over here, as we can see. Tracker is not holding on this hallway, so they know this. So that's a moving. Okay, that's a good response. They see Tracker, but he's not a threat right now because they actually moved up and they're closing up. And let's see what they decide to do here. Got some interesting building placements here. So there we go, and counter Uber. Oh, shit. How are they going to deal with that? Benchman takes down Freaky. Where's Benchman? Ah, yeah, he's in a good spot if they're going to go do an E-rush. Put the sentry back here as well. It's a pretty good spot. You can watch the door. Demoman doesn't have to watch it necessarily.
Alert. Our last control point is being captured.
And it looks like they're going for an E-rush. And I'm not even going to say anything.
Our control point is being captured.
But it would be seeming to me that the problem here is that the medic doesn't know what the unlock does. Oh, didn't run. Okay. So here's the medic, and they're gonna go. Yeah, Demoman's watching the door once again. That's fine. Soldier. No.
The final control point is being contested.
And he's like, shit. Okay, well, no medic. That's fine. We can manage. All right. Oh. Okay. Not doing well. And everything just seems to be falling apart from this point on. I don't think the quick fix is the right choice at this point in time. It hasn't really been working out for them, and they need the invulnerability, despite the extra build time. Counter Uber coming out, people dying left and right. Stack just ganging up on them and doing whatever they feel like. And there's not a whole lot Team Colon Slash can do about that. Tracker taking his time, making sure to get the kill. And hit registration from Source TV. He has the kind of bullets that's in Wanted, you know, like you shoot and then the bullet just curves around the planet and hits him in the head. That's what happened just there. Nice response here, though, out of Oxy. Oxy has been pretty much on the ball here from what I can see from the TC perspective. Mostly everybody on Stack has been doing a great job as well. That's why TC is having such a hard time breaking their pretty good defense here. Though they might not, you know, be playing as super serial as they'd like to. Soldier taking high ground, shooting down against this other soldier. Break this apparently with a Kritzkrieg. The heavy's out of position and they die, and this might be one of those rebound Kritzkrieg where you wait for your team to respawn and then go. You know, Kritzkrieg Demoman, really undiscovered gem of a strategy. They could potentially do a lot, but you have to go as soon as you get it. The longer you wait, the more you increase the chance of something going wrong. They're waiting for their heavy as well. Their heavy is with the combination, and now he splits up. Okay, but he can do cleanup crew. Alright, so here comes the spy. In hindsight, medic should really check your back when you have crit streak, because that makes you a really valuable target for everybody on the opposing team. Mostly scout. Imagine this when you're a medic. The basic is when you have an Uber, spies, snipers, scouts, and soldier will never ever stop bothering you until you're fucking dead or forced. Pretty much. So not, like, when you have crit streak, you should be extremely paranoid. Because as a medic, you don't necessarily need to know what your team is doing. You need to pay more attention to your what the enemy is doing. You need to pay more attention to your teammates and looking for spies than what where the enemy is and what your teammates are actually doing. Because I'm assuming there's common if the Demoman just goes, just use it. Let's see. Oh yeah, Cupcake died. Let's go back even further. So let's take a look here.
Alert. Our control
Let's see,
point is
where's the
being captured.
general man? Yeah, here he is. Alright, and I find the medic perspective. Here's the medic. It says 0, but I actually have a full charge, and here's the spy. Let's see, can we hear it? No. Could not hear it, but should have checked your back. If checking your back is a hassle, then turn up your sensitivity if you're playing medic. As for like basic high-low sensitivity, I play just as well. Well, at least sniper with high or low sensitivity, but low sensitivity medic is really hard, and there's no reason to not go super high sensitivity because you want to be able to turn around and look for things, be a tourist as much as you can. That push failed. Very nice play there by the spy though, because the medic was occupied and focused, tunnel visioned, and that's when the spies get you. And that's when you should be aware of that. Like, when you have crit streak and you're running forward and you're just about to unleash the ownage on the enemy, chances are there's a spy right behind you waiting to stab you. But as a medic, keep in mind that if you run in a straight line, you will run faster than a spy, so if the spy's behind you, he can't catch up. But if you're running like, not straight, strafing or stopping or backwards, he can absolutely catch up to you. He stabs the heavy as well, and this defense is just looking unstoppable. Well, stacked. Tracker back on the Razorback. Doesn't really matter. I don't think he could have used any unlock and he wouldn't make a lick of this difference because he's in the back. He was in the back. Here comes another crit streak against the Uber. They did get tracker. Followed by that's the Demoman, so they did get some people, but the majority of the stack defense is still alive. And unfortunately, you can't get that. So I think crit streak is not really, basics. It's more like a technique. Like, you have to get X amount of players to do that. Sentry is a bullet sponge with the Wrangler and the Rescue Ranger. It takes so much for that thing to go down. Dr. Phil killing the medic. And it's really hard to push this. I mean, I think you need to do a synchronized jump on the NG in order to kill him. And yeah, now Admirable is out with the Uber Saw and the quick fix as well. Just playing for fun at this time. Engineer jumps with the Rescue Ranger, Mista. It's gonna go down and pressure the medic. But it does get taken out. Ah! E-rush! At the last minute. Not really a rush. And then Stack wins the round. TC only capping 1 point. Ew. Alright, so you have to defend A and B for, I think, a total of 8 or 7 minutes in order for this to make a draw, I guess. So they know this hero NG, Zacher, the dispenser jumper man, onto the point, is going to be holding down the fort like a boss. Not going anywhere. There really isn't a good sentry spot you can put it anywhere, really, because of this, like, beam right here. But he's making the most of it. They have the medic with the regular medic gun, no more quick fix. Stack are going to be the ones attacking. And we're just going to see what they do. If they cap A and B, they win, pretty much, at this point in time. Which is, I think, what they do. But nevertheless, never give up, never surrender. Midgeman is watching. It's going to see the Pyro. Does the Pyro see him? He misses. Strafes. Gets spotted. Throws Girardi. Hits nothing. But are with this. Here comes the jumper. Sniper, Pyro, NG is pretty good. 3-man defense. classes complement each other pretty good, so that's a good basic. However, it's pretty hard to do that when there's just raining down bullets all over the place. Because you can easily get swarmed here if your bunker is here and they just come from this side, and this side is really hard to do, and now there's already a somehow the blue scout managed to get around and on the E point. So yeah. Basics, important positional wise and helping each other and be aware of your surroundings. I think if you want to heighten your basics, play without any comms or any kind of distraction, and you have most focus on the game, like no music or nothing, just absolutely focus on the game and be zen, be one with the game, and you will pick up so much more information, and your game sense will just skyrocket. Basics will be better, because it doesn't matter how fancy-pantsy the other enemies are, if you have a better basic than them, you will most likely kick their ass with just basic stuff. While they're fancy Kritzkrieg engineered Widowmaker strat into Rush Sentry level 3 on the last point might not work. So they have a medigun, standard, basic, it's reliable. Good for medics. You can even steal and extend Uber. If you are an aggressive Uber saw using medic, you can absolutely do that. Nice Girardi here, though, coming out of Milchmann. Very nice teamwork. Actually managing to stop this quite a bit. Like TC, they have been showing some moments where they do really well, such as here. They did really well, but you gotta watch out for that spy. Not checking their backs. Like, there'd be a well, I did get spotted there, but I feel the back checking, especially from the medic and the heavy, is not sufficient. It's not good enough. Should turn more. Probably use high sensitivity. So they are going to hold the point here for about 6 minutes, which is going to be extremely hard, because basically what Stack can do is just put all of their forces on B and wreck it, more or less. Like here, you can see there's a sentry that's just working as a bullet sponge, and a heavy and a medic versus 4 guys, so it's basically 4v4. However, one thing is stationary and does get taken out by a Freaky.
Our control point is being captured.
And they're just going to stand on the point and eventually win, I think. A nice pyro work here by Deep. Counter Uber coming in, countered by the offensive Uber. People getting scattered. Pyro is air blasting them around like he should have done earlier, but didn't, but now he does, so I guess his basics have picked up. He's kind of forced to do that. Could get, nope, not gonna get the Demoman. He gets help from the scouts taking out the Pyro, otherwise I think the Pyro would have gotten him, and I think this is about the end. There's only a spy left, and they lose, and GG. So that's gonna be the basics, pretty much. So this was kind of like a test of what I want to do for more episodes, because I think like doing items for every week is not like, it's like we're running out of items pretty much is what we're doing, more or less. Next week is going to be the Cleaner's Carbine. I've been playing with it a little bit, and if you're having troubles with that, treat it as the SMG. Just ignore the minicrit boost you get, because I did some math on it, and the damage output, the overall DPS from the Cleaner Carbine, is not that much higher than of a standard non-minicrit SMG, because of lower fire rate. Pretty much it's 20%. It's quite significant. So you submit those replays, of course, to HiGPSreplays@gmail.com. Being sure to include the .dmx files and the .dem files. There's a video on YouTube showcasing on my channel called How to Replay, showcasing you what you need to do in order to submit those replays. So we're going to look at the Cleaner's Carbine, definitely a very interesting weapon. As for this episode, I think we're going to do every other week, we're going to do competitive related stuff. So if you let me know what you want to see or focus on, that would be great. If you know what you want to see, I have a certain idea of what I want to do, but I definitely want some of your input for a change. Other than that, just for basics, if you want to sharpen your basics, whether you play competitive or not, like I said, play lobbies or pubs, whatever. Try hard the best you can, and eliminate sources that distract you from the game. So you should just play the game. Like if you have a second monitor, turn that off. If you're listening to music, turn that off. If you're talking to somebody, just don't. Turn off voice chat. And I think you'd be surprised to how much information. Oh yeah, also play with the pretty loud sound in the game, because I think you'd be surprised of how much information the game actually relies to you as well. And maybe turn off hit sounds because you don't need them. Because if you shoot people, regardless of range, you will hear them say ow. So if you're a Demoman, put a sticky trap that doesn't kill anyone, let's say it's one sticky, and you run to the other side of the map and you detonate the sticky, you will hear them say ow. A lot of people didn't know that because they have like the ding ding or the quack quack sound. So thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week. Hopefully this would have been some help for maintaining basics in Highlander. Just the basics for every class. Try to focus and all that stuff. So thank you guys for watching.